Shalom Israel, Shalom. Barak YaHaWah, Barak YaHaWaShi. Barak YaHaWah, Barak YaHaWaShi. Barak YaHaWah, Barak YaHaWaShi. BaHaSham, Rawcha, Qadash. Double honor to the apostle and elders, a great millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect, the fellow laborers, the Akim, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives throughout the four corners of the earth. To the Ahtha listening and learning, Shalom. It's your brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin camp here in Toronto with another lesson. And the title of this lesson, Through the Spirit and Power, YaHaWah, America the Great, Babylon the Great, is broken, man. You know what I mean? Quick edification, feed the sheep, feed the lambs. It's an article that came out today on CNBC News, right? America the Great's broken, man. We'll watch it. Most High willing, I don't want Rawcha. We'll attach some scriptures.
What we saw on the faces of those waiting in line was anxiety and then some relief. The relief, of course, among the 500... Well, Shep, what we saw on the faces of those waiting in line was anxiety and then some relief. The relief, of course, among the 500 people who got these $250 gift cards that they could use at the grocery store Publix anywhere in the state of Florida. Of course, this is all going on in Miami. But the anxiety among those who did not get in line early enough. Some people got into line at 2:30 yesterday afternoon just to make sure that they would get some of this support, some sort of help that they need in this pandemic. And many of those who are in line say, not only is this the first time that they've ever had to reach out for help, but they're wondering, how long will it last?
We've been furloughed for 9 months.
You say we. Who's that?
Like my family.
Your husband unemployed too?
Yes.
And it's all because of the pandemic?
Yes.
And how many children do you have at home?
2.
How do you feel about having to be here today?
It's uncomfortable. It's not something I'm used to, but it is what it is. You have to do what you have to do. And so many people anxious about whether they're going to be able to get jobs and when that will happen. The unemployment rate in Miami stands at 8.8%. 15% of those who live in this community live in poverty. And so you add the pandemic on top of that, and
Salakia. Phone's buffering.
And so you add the pandemic on top of that, and the anxiety and the concern about finding an end to the economic pressures brought on by what's happening with coronavirus. Well, that's paramount. But Shep, the number one thing people are worried about is getting food on the table tonight and tomorrow. Shepard Smith here.
Yeah. December 8th, 2020, the year of prophecy, right? America the Great, Babylon the Great, right? People are lining up to get gift cards so they could feed their families. America the Great, Babylon the Great. This is in a city. This is in Miami, man. You know what I mean? Jeremiah 51, verse 8, and it reads, Babylon, America the Great, Babylon the Great, spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom, right, is suddenly fallen and destroyed, right? Suddenly fallen. Quick. All of a sudden. Howl for her, right? Howl for her, cry for her, take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed, right? If so be, she may be healed, but she's not going to be healed. Babylon the Great's not going to be healed, man. It's going to wax worse. It's going to get worse. Right? Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, America the Great. But she's not healed. She's not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone, into his own country. Right? We see that. We're seeing that in the news. The other day, an article came out saying that American citizens were renouncing their citizenship, man. Leaving. Right, leaving America the Great for fear of the demise, right, the oppression, right. For her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies, right? She's about to be judged. right? America the Great's about to be judged, man. YaHaWaShi is about to judge this place, right? People are lining up. America the Great, Babylon the Great, lining up for handouts, right? Babylon the Great's broken. Isaiah 28, Isaiah 24 verse 8. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, right? The mirth, right? The tabrets, the joy, a musical instrument, the joy of music, the noise of them that rejoice endeth. Those that are happy, they're not rejoicing anymore, man. The joy of the harp ceaseth, right? Music, happiness, bar hopping, karaoke's, concerts. It's done. They shall not drink wine with the song, right? They're not gonna party it up, get turned up, hit the pubs and drink, listen to music and dance, right? They shall not drink wine with the song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it, right? Even though they try to drown their sorrows, no happiness, right? Still lamenting, still drowning their sorrows, but not coming out of the feeling of despair, right? Verse 10, here's the point. The city of confusion is broken down. The city of confusion, America the Great, Babylon the Great, is broken. Every house is shut up, right? Eviction notices. The eviction moratorium is about to end the end of this month or the 1st of January. They're saying there's going to be a mass eviction, right? Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is crying for wine in the streets. People are crying for wine and want answers. We saw the interview in that article there, interviewing people lining up for handouts, right? Gift certificates so they could buy food, right? No answers. So they're crying for answers in the streets, and they're not getting any, right? All joy is darkened. Nobody's happy. The mirth of the land is gone. The mirth, the happiness, the joy. And look, it's coming up into one of their feast days, right? And nobody's happy, man. You know what I mean? But that's it on that. I just wanted to touch on that. It's gonna wax worse. Babylon the Great's broken, man, and it's gonna get worse and worse. It was just a quick edification. Feed the sheep, feed the lambs. You know what I mean? I pray edified. I don't want Ratazah. Stay prayed up, pray without ceasing. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abad Babal.